back to another Take the Lead podcast. I am your host, Chantelle, and today we got another bag talk session coming your way. And I have such a special guest, King Mek in the building.
Hey, let's go.
Man, you do it all from brand and clothing to entertainment to content creation, being an entrepreneur, hooper, baller out here. Please let the people know what inspired your journey.
Okay, what inspired my journey initially was, my name is Mekanomics. I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio. So what inspired my journey initially was I was one of them ballers life. You feel me? I grew up in Cleveland. All we knew was hoop. You feel me? We used to hoop from morning to sun up to sundown. We just play basketball, And then as you know, as different factors came in where you can't get to that next level, you want to learn like, okay, how else can I monetize my life and how else can I grow as an individual? You feel me? So I was talking to my homeboy one day, and we was just like, it was a random conversation. We was like, bruh, like he said, but can we name 5 black men over the age of like 30 that not named coach that we can look up to as mentors and whatnot? And we was like, damn, we couldn't do it. Like we were just struggling. Like we like in our community, like not named coach outside of the sport realm, who could we look up for inspiration? You feel me? So as I grew in my brand, I'm like, I want to make sure that I can be able to give everybody back that game that they might not get from the sports realm or the entertainment realm, and just make sure they can get that game back as well as stay true to me, because I do like entertainment and all that, but just stay true to myself, you know.
That's where our power lies, is staying true to ourselves.
Oh God.
Unfortunately, we run into the culture where that's like our only outlet is to play ball, is to go into the entertainment industry. What do you think about that? Having our younger generation think that's the only way out the hood.
Exactly, and that's the thing that I like. And I'm definitely not anti-entertainment, anti-sport, because I love it. It's helped me build who I am today, and I still dive into them lanes myself. Like I still mess with that heavy, but at the same time, that may not be a lane for DeMarcus, who's 5'7", who wants to learn about stock options or real estate or something like that. He needs to be able to look at somebody and be like, hey, this King Mek, he does this. I can learn about him and be tapped in like that without feeling like he has to turn to an entertainment cycle or a sports cycle and still be true to himself, you know?
Yeah, yes. It's so many other outlets I feel like we should give shine to as well, because the media only pushes the rappers, and now I'm just seeing, especially being in Atlanta, all of my brothers just want to be gangster rappers.
Even if you want to be a rapper or be an artist, it's like, it's okay to make music that's true to you. Like, you ain't got to be the rapper that sold 100 P's or robbed man from down the way. You don't got to be that. Like, just rap about something that's true to you, like something that you can really relate to, that more people relate to. That's why J. Cole is so successful. That's why Drake is so successful. They rap about things that's true to them, you feel me? At the highest level, you feel me?
Yeah, but why is it that some rappers rap about gang banging and killing each other, and they don't even really do that? They don't even live that hard knock life that they are rapping about in their lyrics.
Because their mind is in a box, you feel me? Understand that when most of the rappers do rap about that stuff. So to step outside of that box, you gotta really look internally. It's easy to just tell a story. So it's easy to tell someone else's story that you can just mimic. Oh, I see this rapper talking about blah, 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 brick, lean, blah, blah, blah. Let me just talk about the same thing. It's easy to do that, but it's hard to dig deep within and tell a story that's true to you, because then you have to really look inside yourself. And not nobody wants to do that for. They want to just be a copycat, an image, a mirror, something like that. You feel me?
And that's hurting the culture, not being true to you.
Yeah, it's an insecurity thing. It's an insecurity thing. A lot of people are innately insecure for whatever reason that is, the way they grew up or anything like that. It's just how it is.
And I feel like that just stems off the self-hatred of Black America and what we live in and what we are accustomed to. So are you from America originally?
Yeah, I was born in Cleveland. I was born in Cleveland House. I was born in Cleveland House, but I'm first generation Nigerian. You feel me?
So you see the difference between.
I see the difference. I see the difference from someone that's that grew up in the culture, how people from outside the culture were also Black, like immigrants, look at Black culture, how the disconnect between them and whatnot. I just see all the avenues and everything like that, you know.
What have you noticed?
It's the self-hatred thing is not just an American thing. It's a global thing, and it's a global thing against like Black Americans to self-hatred. But the crazy thing is, Black culture is the most like influential culture worldwide. You feel me? But it's like Black Americans are the most disrespected worldwide. So it's a crazy dynamic. You feel me?
It is a crazy dynamic, and I would also want to know like your perspective on, since you are Nigerian, what does a Nigerian think about us?
Man, okay, see, you gonna get two type of Nigerians. You gonna get a Nigerian that's like down for the culture, like they like this or Black American culture, right? Boom, heavy with it. And you can get a culture that's like, I don't fuck with no, like I don't mess with y'all. I'm low key a coon. I look to the white man. Like it's like that.
Really?
It's like that. Yes, it's like that, bro. It's just that. Boom, boom. It's just how it is.
Please let us know your definition of a coon, because I see it quite frankly a lot.
Cooning, I feel like cooning is any perception you portray at a mass level that can innately harm the Black culture, you feel me? Or talking down on them, who can innately harm the foundation of a Black culture at a high level. Like essentially, I was watching this meme on Twitter the other day, and it was some Black kids from, I don't know where it was at, and it was like they was running toward, it was a white girl and it was a Black girl, and it was all running towards the white girl, running away from the Black girl. That's innately like y'all some young coons right there. Like what message are y'all portraying? You feel me?
Wow. So it stems early on.
It stems
stems early on to even feel like the women that you come out of is not enough for you anymore.
Which don't make no sense. Like that don't make no sense. Like how? Like that's like you're mentally ill for that. Like it don't make no sense.
Man, I feel like America has brainwashed us. We have a Caucasian mindset here. We don't think Black. We don't talk Black. Yeah. We out here just being too forgiving, inviting everybody to the cookout.
Everybody gets an invite. No, hold on. Let's chill out on that. Everybody don't get an invite. Oh God.
Yeah, let's show some Black receipts before you even enter in the door.
Exactly.
But how you gave that example, how our young men and what they view on Black women. So what's your standpoint on Black women?
I love Black women. Like I'm pro Black women. I came from Black women. I feel like I'm gonna marry a Black woman. Like that's just how I feel about Black women. And it's just like, but it's a self thing. I feel like anybody, like as a Black man to just think like down on Black women, that's low key thinking down on yourself. Essentially, you feel me? Like I'm not against interracial relationship. Do what you do, love who you love. But if it comes with the standpoint of I don't like Black women, then I'm like, you're a weirdo. And I look at the person that's in a relationship with that person like, how are you comfortable being with someone that doesn't like their mother, essentially, who they come from, you know? Like, I look at that as weird, you know?
Oh, yeah. I think the whole interracial relationship is very forced and weird. So y'all both don't like each other. Like, y'all both have self-hatred, not want to be with each other. Rather, the white woman is dating the Black man out of rebellious to her culture, and the Black man not having any awareness to himself and no knowledge within himself to even have to go that route is very odd to me, and it's very forced.
Mm-hmm. And the interracial relationship is a big thing in Phoenix, Arizona. Like it's like heavy. I had to adapt to the whole thing because in Cleveland you don't see that much. Here it's like if you're not like you don't like white women, like, it's like that. It's crazy like that.
So like, do you actually believe a white woman has your best interest at heart?
I don't think a white woman can have a better interest than a Black woman. I just don't think innately here. I just don't think. I think out here, and so I've been out here for 2.5 years, so my perception has changed because I've seen some healthy from outside looking in interracial relationship. But me personally, I don't think a white woman can have a better interest for me than a Black woman because a Black woman will just know me better.
Yeah.
Just know me better.
Honestly, that's where it all stems. I'm like, they really don't know the struggle. I mean, you can try to you can have the patience to teach them about where you came from, especially you being Nigerian. You still got to teach a Black woman who needs to be accustomed to that as well. So, but that is a lot of patience and a lot of things you have to deal with, walking baby steps, why you lock your hair and how to even, they can't even do your hair.
Even do my hair. It's a love thing. It's not it's more of a surface, I like you, you like me type relationship it's so many deep layers. It's like, it don't read to me to that level. It just doesn't register in my mind to that level. But I try not to be shallow to the point where I don't feel like I know everything. So I try to learn about it. But I'm just like, because I don't want to feel like I'm 100% right about everything. But at the same time, I have to have my inherent opinion and make my own analysis of what I see. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's just being a high-level thinker, just observing. Because I would love to just dive deeper into my brother's thought process of why he feels like dating outside of his race is more beneficial to the culture. Hey, if you're not for the culture, then do you be selfish. But if you actually pro-Black and you are about your Blackness, you cannot sleep white and talk Black to me. You can't do it. It just don't read. So you really gotta pick a side, and your queen represents you at the end of the day. So if you picking this white woman, you showing me and you showing the culture who you messing with. That's just like off of Breonna's Taylor, who's in charge of her state. He got a whole white wife. And no wonder why the verdict turned out the way it did.
Exactly, because he had no interest for the culture. He had no beneficial for the culture. You feel me?
Wow, and just the way that you can really sell out your own people, to me, it's so hurtful.
It's so hurtful. And the crazy thing is, he gonna sleep with no thought about this. He gonna sleep good. He gonna get back to his registered life without even thinking deeply about that.
Oh, like the day before that whole situation came about, he was like on the beach, just on vacation, like nothing happened. You can be such a heartless individual to me. It's just like, it just don't read.
It just don't read.
But what's your viewpoint on Breonna Taylor and how the verdict turned out?
I'm not surprised about it because this is a system based on white supremacy. So I wasn't surprised about it. I feel like and honestly, I said it earlier, a lot of social media activism is all performative. Like, people just do it because it's clout, it's cool, it's creative. Like, people are making TikToks of Breonna Taylor. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you really doing? People are making shirts. It's the Breonna Taylor for me. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all not really about this. No, that's not what it's about. Like, and a lot of social media activism it's performative. It's not really, has no merits about it. It's just complaining, blah, 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 no solution oriented. It's just talk. I want likes, I want retweets, I want people to think I'm cool. I don't really care, you feel me? And I just don't be into that.
And that's where it has to be like, if you ain't talking about no solutions, what you talking about?
What you talking about, you feel me? Period.
What's the solution you feel like is the route we should take?
Like my brand, it is economics, you feel me? Mekanomics, economics. We have to focus on group economics as a culture, as a community, and that's got to be our foundation. Now, obviously, we have to build from there because that's not going to solve everything, but that has to be our foundation, you feel me? Do for self, work with self, and build for self, you feel me?
Yeah, I am about that life. I'm talking about it like it's all about ownership this way. And just realizing about the media and who controls the media in Hollywood, how it's none of it is ran by us, and we out here begging for a seat at the table, you feel me? But why not create our own? We are educated enough, but we have the knowledge and we have created all of this, so why not?
That's why in today's age, I don't really have the time for excuses because we have tech, we have social media, we have information. All you gotta have is some hustle and some discipline and some self-love, and you can get the shit done, period. Like, it ain't no excuses. Like, it's no excuses for any of that. Like, it's gonna be hard, you feel me? but you have no other choice. So you might as well get to it. You feel me?
You got no other choice. Right. But the things that you stated, it really got to be in you, not on you.
Exactly.
And a lot of people lack discipline.
Discipline and consistency is really all it takes in life. But that's what it is. It's really simple. People look for some magic formula with everything. It's about doing this consistently. 3 pillars of discipline, I think, is the most primary form of discipline. It's waking up on time. Like when the alarm clocks get up, it's time to get up, it's time to go. It's what you eat. Can you control what you put in your body at all times? And sexual discipline. Can you control your sexual urges? You feel me? Them 3 things, if you control them, you will be a beast. You feel me? Because that's the hardest things to control when it comes to discipline. It's easy to get any foods you want. It's easy to have sex or masturbate whenever you want to. It's easy to what's the third one? Have sex, eat food, and wake up
early.
Yeah.
I realize that men who are in control of their sexuality, who is not sexually active, is going to be mad successful. And I would love to know, why is it challenging for some men to lock in and tap in, not have sex, be sexually with every female?
Easy pleasures, pleasures. It's human nature to get to a pleasure, something you're comfortable with, and something that's pleasurable. We all like to be pleasurable, and we all like to it feels good, it's pleasurable, and it's easy. You feel me? It's like it's easier to do that than it's easier not to do it. You feel me?
So we have been accustomed to committing this sin, honestly, of fornication. Like, we really think that's okay to just be having sex with strangers. It is mind blowing to me. Like,
I ain't gonna act like I'm Mr. Perfect. That's the one thing. I am Mr. Perfect. But I agree with you. You feel me? Because I don't want to act like I'm. You feel me, Mr. Perfect? But I agree with you. It is something we do too often, but it's just.
Why are we normalizing this behavior, though?
It's the frequency. It's different frequencies that we operate at, and when we get to a certain frequency, we indulge in it. It is. I don't know if it's. You feel me? I don't know how to explain it.
It's such a low frequency to be at.
It's a low frequency to be at, but it's a enticing frequency, and that's how we like to be there. You feel me?
It's very lustful thinking, and it has to be mind over matter. I believe that if you really want to be successful, it's like it has to be that. And you have to have the mind power to realize, okay, this 5 minutes of pleasure ain't even worth damaging my whole life.
Yes, that's all. It's the discipline. It's the discipline to just be like, I'm cool. I'm cool off her. I'm not even gonna text her back. I'm not gonna invite her in my space. I'm cool. It's just that discipline right there. Have
you noticed when you had discipline for your sexual desires, how was your results and what did they look like?
Like my energy was higher. My energy was extremely high, like all the time. Like I had really high energy. And with high energy, I was able to just do everything at a higher rate, at a higher level, and engage in what I'm trying to do. You feel me?
That's what I realized. When you transition and shift your sexual energy into your creative energy, you're gonna create nonstop. Sometimes the reason why a lot of people are lacking creativity is because sex is clouding their judgment, it's clouding their vision.
And the one thing it's a physical activity, so you have to replace the activity with like fitness or something like that, working out. So that physical energy is still being like expressed, you feel me?
Yeah.
But it's not expressed in a way that causes your judgment, you feel me?
Yeah, it's so many other outlets, but we have to stop being so small-minded, because that is truly what the music is pushing out. A lot of this prostitution anthems is trying to make us believe that having sex with every man that takes us out on a date is the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's not the vibe. That's not the vibe.
That's not the vibe. So what do you think about the women's mindset nowadays?
A woman's mindset. I said I had to get to the place where I have to let women do what they want to do. I have to just let people do what they want to do, unless they are in my space. You feel me? If they're not my space, or they're not some I'm dealing with, then I got to let them do what they want to do, because it's not in my position to control them. You feel me? Even if I don't disagree, if I don't disagree with it, I'd be like, I don't agree with that anthem, but you are a person, so I respect you in the way you are. Which that's kind of a slippery slope, you feel me? But it's like, it's kind of where we are as a society. So like, as human nature, sometimes you gotta adapt, and that's probably what I have adapted to with my thought process, you feel me?
I mean, we can hold our peers accountability, like let them know what they doing is just outlandish and it's foolish for real. But
Mm-hmm.
saying it in a loving form so they can understand. I mean, you don't gotta tell strangers, but if that's somebody close to you, and they,
Exactly. You gotta be like, you tripping, bro. Like, I love you, but you tripping. Oh God,
I
yeah.
would love to know what makes a woman a hoe. What
Ooh,
classifies her a hoe?
I really feel like if she's having sex for money, like that's the OG definition. Like if she's having sex for money, if she's exploiting her body for money, then she's definitely a hoe. You feel me?
She's tricking. So you think the OG definition? So the OG's probably looking at the women that has the OnlyFans. What do you think the OG's thinking about that?
They 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 probably like they probably got the little stank face for it, but at the same time, it's like it's like we living in this Me Too women space right now. So it's like if you too critical, then they're like you anti-woman. You feel me? But if you like, it's like some like I don't know, and it's like I can't tell you what to do with your body. So it's like y'all got it. But at the same time, as a man, I do have we naturally have opinion over the opposite sex. It's just natural human nature. You feel me? We're not gonna act like we don't see nothing. You feel me?
Right. And I would love to know, since you say you have your opinions on the opposite sex, of course, like, and you mentioned how you would like to be married. What qualities of a woman needs to be your wife? What qualities does she need to have?
I gotta be able to trust her, like at a level of trust so next level that I can trust you with any and everything when it comes to business, relationships, anything. Like you always 100% trustworthy. You're loyal to me, honest, trustworthy. I would like my woman to be extremely like have feminine nature, like because I feel like I have masculine energy. I want her to probably have feminine nature, feminine energy. I want her to have characteristics very nurturing, so she can be a mother to my child. You feel me? And then I can trust. You feel me? Obviously, it's human nature. We want our spouse to be very attractive. You feel me? And then we want her to be smart, intelligent, be able to be taught and all that, to where I can mold you to in a certain extent, because I would like you to be in my image, not also possessive, but like I want this to be my wife, so I want to be able to lead you in a certain way. And then and then to just be able to just just like it's like yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
See, I think that some people feel like marriage is just a walk in the park. You know, everybody be wanting to get married until it's time to really be married. You know, everybody's planning for the wedding,
Exactly.
not for the marriage.
People are looking for social media validation and wedding validation and likes and things and all that nature, but not understanding the marriage. Like that shit is real. And y'all have to, the thing about marriage is y'all have to both be committed to everlasting to each other and to growing. Committed to each other and to growing. Because if one of y'all stops growing, one's gonna go this way, you're gonna go apart, and it's not gonna lift you. You gotta both be committed to each other and growing.
Yeah, so how would you keep the relationship intact if you feel like it's not going the way it should be headed?
Okay, I feel like I would communication, you feel me? Like, what's up with you? Like, we having a rough spot right now. What am I doing that you don't like? What are you doing I don't like? What's up with us? You feel me? Like, just be honest, open, and communicative about what's always going on. We should, but but you don't marry anybody though. Like, it's the person that you know. Like, you marry this person because like y'all are like this. Like y'all like this. Y'all like this. Not like this. Not like this. Y'all are like this. You feel me? So y'all are always on the same level, on a subconscious level. Y'all just there with each other because y'all done built this type of relationship together. So y'all would know each other to that level. So if you know the person, you're gonna know what's up. Like, why this person tripping on me? I know why she's tripping on me because I knew this, and this. We've been falling off about this issue for like the last month. You know? But you gotta know the person. People don't know the perfect person to date with, but they don't know themselves. And that's where it starts with.
That's where it starts. And now it seems like people give up so fast in relationships.
Yeah, because everybody wants that instant validation. People want instant validation, you feel me? And I feel like I feel like to an extent that may be a good thing because we don't want to draw out a bad relationship off the extent of making it work, but we don't want to give up too easy, but we don't want to give it too much attention that it don't deserve. So you got to find that balance. You feel me?
Yeah. And how do we find a balance? And I just want, not even just in relationship, but in life, because balance equals harmony. And I feel like balance is so important.
Balance is everything, and balance is enrooted with purpose. You feel me? Once you find out purpose, you intentional of how you want to live your life. You incorporate everything that makes you happy, everything that pushes you, everything that's going to be in your future, and you just find a way to balance it out, and you go like that. You feel me? But you got to know where you want to go to balance it out.
Yeah. And it is about like really having that clear vision for yourself. And sometimes now more than ever, social media can just cloud people's judgment.
Yeah, because it's all in your face. Like, it's in your face. And now you like, I don't even like, you don't even know, you never take the time to know what you like out of life. You feel me? Like, social media is good to an extent because it gives you options to try new things. But at the same time, it gives you options to try new things. You feel me? So, like, if something doesn't work after 2 weeks, you're like, I'm on to the next one. Instead of giving it like 4 months, 6 months, a year or two to really dive deep in it. And then after that, you try something new, you know?
Yeah, and I love how you mentioned it's really about knowing yourself. How did you tap into your self-awareness and getting to know yourself on such a deep level?
Okay, let me give you a story. Okay, back in 2016, I was playing D1 basketball. I was on my way to play D1 basketball. But my scholarship got revoked because my JUCO coach told my college coach my D1 coach I wasn't good enough, which was weird. Another story from another way, but he said I wasn't good enough. So I told myself, I'm like, I'm not good enough. So it got revoked. So I said, I'm going to that. It was Alabama A&M. I said, I'm literally going to that school and I'm about to prove myself till I'm good enough. So I hopped on a Greyhound and I went to the school, like on some nuts stuff. But I went there to try to prove myself. And then another reason the scholarship didn't go through was some paperwork issues. But the thing was, I put my heart on the line. I put myself on the line. And through that experience of putting yourself on the line, you learn about yourself. You learn about yourself every day. Like, okay, I can do this, I can challenge myself here, and just continue to just, whatever you do, give it your all so you can learn about yourself. Once you learn about yourself, you become self-aware about everything that goes on in your life. You feel me? But you got to put your heart on the line in life. You got to wear your heart on your sleeve, not in an emotional way, but just in a purposeful way. You feel me?
Yes, that is, it really is about like being logical for real. And the test, we gonna get tested out here, and that's gonna prove your faith more than ever. It's like, if you really about it, like you say, like, we can tend to be all talkers until it's time to do what the action look like.
And that's the determining factor right there.
Yeah, it is. And I love how you mentioned how we have to, like, one of the solution is like doing for self.
You gotta do for self. Like yesterday, I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I went to this 100 black man organization. Just 100 black men just came together to just talk about what we can do in a community, how we can help each other, and all that stuff. And then it was just an older dude. He was about 50 years old. He said, "We gotta do for self. It's mandatory that we do for self. We gotta stop being so quick to ask for a seat at a table. We gotta be able to build our own." You feel me?
Yeah, why is it that we are begging to sit at their table though?
It's ingrained from slavery and systematic oppression. Like, we want their acceptance and their approval so bad at so many different levels. We die for their acceptance and their approval, and then we're socially engineered from birth to follow their footsteps. So it's like, it's just in us. It's in us. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's what we have to really like get it off of us.
Exactly. That's why, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta be patient with our people because what we've been through. So you gotta be patient. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm really accepting to a lot of stuff because you gotta be patient because I know the background about it. But at the same time, you gotta guide them in a way that they gotta talk to them like they can understand at a real childlike and fundamental level, so they understand like you really on their side. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, hey, do this. No one wants that type of discipline. No one wants that. They're like, man, stop doing me like that. But if you like, hey, bro, listen to this. Let me talk to you. You feel me? Let me speak your language. You're gonna be more inclined to listen. You know.
And that's the one ways that I do it. I just lead by example. because the most powerful act is to inspire. And if you just living righteous, you on a righteous wave, they gonna pick up whatever you dropping and want to be exactly like the person you are becoming, and just be motivated by how you are living your life. That's the best way to do it. What did you learn from that event?
Oh, I learned I didn't know that many black people in Arizona. I know that many black men on the same code as me. That was the first thing I learned. I'm like, okay, but just the energy and I'm seeing the love and energy, it just makes you want to just give more love and energy to your people. But that's the number one thing. And then it was this podcast called the Mentor Podcast. They had this podcast, and the man, he asked, like, what are 3 things you want, like, black men to have as a code? And then, like, I always carry this stuff. And someone said, self-love, self-respect, and then he said, don't be racist to your own people. You feel me? He was like, so don't be like too many black men. We just be hard to each other for no reason. Like, there's no reason for that. Like, show love, bro. Like, just show love off the strength.
Show love. Dang. And that's just how we started with. It just stems off of self-hatred, and we feel like we have this crab mentality. It can't be. All of us can't be successful. That's
how we engraved, because a lot of us may grow up in the inner city, you feel me? And if you grow up in the city, in the culture, not too many black people are successful in that environment. And then we taught to go sit at their table. So when you go to their table, you don't see too much of you. So it's like, and when I'm with my people, I'm not successful. And when I'm with their people, I don't see nobody else in me. So it's like, I gotta have this crab in a bucket mentality, you feel me? It's the mentality of just thinking like that, where you gotta change it to an abundance mentality. It's a lot in the world, you know.
Yeah, and realizing it's so much opportunity out there. It's so much out there for us to achieve, and realizing your legacy here, because that's what the most important thing is, leaving a legacy, letting people know that you was here.
Exactly.
What really stood out to me the most is how y'all mentioned self-love, and I feel like as black men, y'all need self-love too the most.
Yeah, that's the stem of a lot of our problems, because we don't even understand that. We don't understand what that even means. You feel me? And when you understand what it means, you're not gonna go for a lot of stuff that you go for on a daily basis. You feel me? You're not gonna go for a lot of BS, a lot of the crap that is just out here. You're just not gonna go for it. And if you do go for it, you are aware that you're operating at a lower frequency, and you don't stay there for a long period of time. You're like, okay, I'm about to just operate this low frequency because I'm human, you feel me? But at the same time, I'm gonna tap back into that regular frequency that I stay at.
Yes, so what does self-love look like to you?
Self-love is understanding myself, valuing myself, respecting myself, and always looking to put myself in the best place forward to have a great future, you feel me? Like, that shit, respecting myself, valuing myself at a high level, and then always analyzing my future, you feel me? And once you them the 3 aspects of self-love, also just, yeah, that's the most fundamental things about it, you know? Value, respect, and then future-oriented and purpose-oriented, you feel me? So that just weeds out a lot of the stuff.
Gotta know where you headed. And I love the brand that you created. Can you talk more about that for us?
Okay, yeah, bet. My name is Meka, you feel me? And then economics, like we talk about doing for self, economics is what we got to focus on in our community, you feel me? But we're also in this creative space with social media, with creatives and all that stuff. So it's like, I'm a creative individual, but I also want to make sure that my finances is like on 12, so I can have the resources and the economics to impact my future family, my community, and all that. So I just put it together, and I'm like, Mekanomics, you feel me? Meka with the economics.
Wow, that is so dope. And from you have your clothing brand, but also your podcast.
Yeah.
Then you're in the entertainment route. So how you balance all of that?
It's just, I structure my day where, like, okay, so I'm recently like, I'm gonna use like real estate to fund my creative lane, you feel me? So like from the beginning of my day, like the first from waking up early, like I work out, and then the first like beginning of my day, it's all about focus on the financial part, the economics, make sure I'm working on my business, make sure I am completely in that lane, completely working on the money aspect of it. And then like towards the evening, towards the late, where I'm more loosey, more creative, more fun, that's when I start with the fun, the creative, the podcast, the skits. And that's where I land in that lane. May write some raps or something like that, work on a skit or something like that. But I'm at night, I'm working on more of a creative space. And throughout the day, I'm working on more of an economic, financial state. I mean, that's how I balance it out.
Yes. And that's why I would love to normalize that we can really do it all. We don't got to put
really
ourselves.
do it all. Exactly. No box. We're not in a box. Like just because I might be a rapper there doesn't mean I can't invest in that property tomorrow. Just because I'm an actor doesn't mean I can't start my own tech business. You know, we really have the ability to do whatever we can do. You know, we have to really understand that.
And that's that Black excellence that way.
Black excellence.
That's that way.
Oh, God.
Man, and I would love, before we go, I would love to get your standpoint on the mindset of our Black men and how they should go about protecting Black women.
See, protecting Black women. It's not just it's not a quote thing. It's not just a quote. It's not some quirky thing that we just say for Twitter. It's a lifestyle you have to live, bro. And it's not a reactionary thing. It's more of a preventing thing. You feel me? Like just respecting them, being honest with them, like to the point where you're not trying to like kill their spirit, nothing like that. It's just in a dating spirit like that. Like if you know you talking to this girl, you know you don't have nothing future with her, but she likes you, y'all kicking it. You can share that with her, like, hey, I'm not looking for nothing serious, but I do like sharing time with you. And she's like, okay, I quit that. You put that in her mind, so she's not going head over heels like, what is wrong? Why is he not? What is wrong? You feel me? So she's just aware that, okay, he likes me, but he's not too depth to me. So we can just be on that level to just be having a chill time and just be cool with each other. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Certain things like that, just showing love. Don't be dogging them. Like just respect them and show love to them, like when it's necessary. You feel me?
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe you can answer this. Why is it that some men really hurt Black women, like really dog them out, beat them?
Yeah.
You know, just treat them less than their truest self as God's creation.
I always look at it like a lot of the issues we have that we don't even understand is the stuff that we grew up innately in our upbringing, in our childhood. So it's like things you gotta look at his relationship with his mother, his relationship with his sister, his relationship with all the women in his life previous to that woman, because people don't just come out trying to just beat on anybody, but you gotta look at their past relationship with that, and why is he so broken to the fact that he's trying to break this woman, you feel me? And that's just how you have to look at it, you feel me? I have a great relationship with my mother, and I have a great relationship with my sister, so it's like I have no interest in no looking at trying to tear no Black woman down. It's like that's not what they're saying, you feel me?
Right, we gotta lift each other up like that. And then especially now in the media with this whole Tory Lanez situation, then the brother come out with a whole album.
Like you gotta just be like, bro, what are you doing? Like you shot a woman. Like it's no, like what are you doing? But like women and kids, but that's the one thing we gotta always protect our women and our children. But that's what men gotta do. We have to protect our women and our children. There's no way around that, bro. You like, what are you doing, bro?
That's the audacity, but music plays such a huge role in our youth, in our community, and now that's going to place a seed in the young brother's head to believe that that's okay to shoot women now. Yeah,
that's next. And then what we have to do on top of that, I was looking at it like this. Okay, so music is influential, but it's as influential as the foundation that's set from the family, you feel me? Because personally, I listen to the most ratchet music, the worst of the worst, you feel me? But it's not to the point where it's gonna have me acting too outlandish because I have a great foundation. You can have a foundation behind me. So we got to always make sure that the family foundation is the number one priority. If the family foundation is the number one priority, the music is only gonna have so much influence. But if there's no family foundation, the person listening to the music might become the music because that's what he's raised by, you feel me? But it has to have that family foundation. So instead of it being influential, it takes over your whole spirit, and that's what we can't have.
Right, gotta be able to control your flesh. That's where it starts, man.
Exactly.
You have no control over social media. You have no control over what you're listening to. But I really believe that what you listen to, what you're around, the environment plays a huge role in the subconscious mind.
For sure. For sure.
It is so powerful. King Mek, I'm trying to tell you, man, before we go, can you give us some wisdom on making excuses?
It's 2020. We have information, we have technology, we have access to whatever we need. We can YouTube or Google anything we need to know. If you YouTube how to get started investing in real estate, it will literally tell you. Anything you want, you can YouTube, you can Google. There's no excuses. You just got to have a plan of action, have the purpose, the meaningful, the mindset, and everything you need is in your mind, and then just put a plan of action and just go for it. There's no excuses. There's nothing stopping you. It's just all within. Just be the best version of you and just tap in to that point, to that godly nature which you have inside of you.
Yes, that God in you. Yeah. That God in you. King, where can we connect with you? How can we keep up with you?
Okay, I'm heavy on Instagram. My Instagram is King_Mek, M-E-K, King_Mek. On Twitter, it's King Mek_. And then YouTube is Mekanomics TV, but I'm not too big on YouTube yet. I'm gonna get started with this. So it's my brand TV on YouTube, but Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, that's my foundation.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, King, for joining.
Thank you. Man, thank you for having me. I love your podcast. I love what you're doing. One day, I'm pretty sure we're gonna probably link up in Atlanta because I'm gonna definitely visit you, feel me? And I love it.
Yes, are you like stationed in Arizona? Is that you locked in at?
I live in Phoenix. Yeah, I'm locked in.
You locked in for the rest of your eternity?
Oh no! We don't know. You don't know what the universe may provide you. I don't know, but I'm locked in to my apartment lease is up. I'm locked into that.
I feel you. Right? That's why I be letting God just lead the way. Wherever you take me today, I'm with it.
Exactly.
That's all we can focus on, man. I'm looking forward to doing this again and like really doing it for real for the culture. So I appreciate you, King.
I got you. And I'm for sure have you on Mekanomics podcast for sure. We're gonna just flip the script and I'm gonna ask you the questions this time. You feel me?
I'm ready for that. You know I'm ready.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, tapping into another Bag Talk session. We're going to meet you at the top, baby.
Let's get it.